game before Christmas break is always a scary game. That's just the reality. It's human nature to be excited to get home and see your family, and obviously these guys are anxious to be able to do that. I thought for the most part our focus in preparing for the game was good. Offensively, we did some really good stuff. Jeff and Zach were really effective inside. Ronnie gave us a big lift with Cole's foul trouble. We didn't shoot it very well tonight. So for us to score 105 points on a night when we didn't shoot it well is a credit to our guys and their decision making. Defensively, we're not going to get where we need to be defending like we did tonight. That's the reality, and I think they understand that. So when they come back to work on December 25th on Christmas night, we've got to get some things done the 3 days leading up to Coppin State. We have to get a little bit more of an identity defensively where I think we got that lead early and we just decided we're going to trade baskets and outscore them tonight, and we're talented enough to do that, but we have to get better defensively.
Pre-game meal. Chicken Alfredo, a little bit of steak.
What's your activity level off the bench? I guess Toby's out, Cole's hampered and then in foul trouble, I guess. What were you thinking coming into the game as far as how you wanted to affect the game?
First, trying to remember all the plays. Moving to a new position, that's kind of new. But just knowing that I have to bring energy off the bench, help rebound, help Jeff and Zach.
I guess in the offseason you talked about one of the things where you thought you could be most effective was crashing the glass, leaving the break, and things like that, I guess. Do you think that you were as good as you could be in those areas tonight?
Yeah, I think I did pretty good. Jeff and Zach did a good job boxing people out. The whole team really did a good job of hitting their men. So I was able to come in and clean up a few easy ones.
Brian, what's having a game like this mean at this point for you? Obviously, you had to sit for a long time and then the foot injury. I guess just how much does this kind of boost your confidence?
It's definitely a confidence booster. Just coming back from that injury, I had to kind of get back in the swing of things. So now I'm more into trying to earn coach's trust that he could put me on the floor in big-time moments, stuff like that, playing defense, grabbing rebounds, just little things like that.
Jeff, when you came out of the game for the last time, you and Mac seemed to have a long discussion. What was it about?
The free throw violation.
You ever seen a free throw violation on a first shot of a three-shot foul before? Live and learn. Live and learn. That'll probably go in his senior night video somewhere.
So he wasn't telling you something like, that's the best post play I've seen since I used to play? Or
No, nothing like that. He was just giving me a hard time.
I guess Mac touched on it a little bit, but defensively tonight is probably one that you have a few things that you guys can learn from as a team. I guess, what do you think? What did you see out there as far as things you guys know you can clean up for Coppin State?
Yeah, me particularly and Zach, and our ball screen defense needs to be better. Without a doubt, teams see that and they try and exploit it every game, and we need to get better. Secondly, with our guards, we need to get better at guarding the dribble without fouling. I don't know how many team fouls we had today, but it wasn't good. They were getting to the paint very easily and getting easy points, and that's one of the main things that hurt our defense.
I guess is that how much of a red flag is it knowing that conference play is about 10 days away?
Well, we know what we need to fix, and we know we can get better. So we're going to improve and move forward.
Ronnie, you said obviously remembering the plays for your position is kind of key right now. I guess how much of an adjustment is it to be playing a four spot as opposed to what you were used to?
It's a pretty big adjustment. Banging with the big guys down low, that's something new. Last game I had to fight with Spangler the whole game. So just being able to fight and just help out the team as much as I can, that's pretty much what I'm here for.
I guess, Jeff, obviously the way the one ended a year ago against these guys probably stuck in your craw being from that area. I guess how much does it mean to get this one?
Yeah, it means a lot. I knew a few of the guys on the team. A few of the coaches recruited me, so it means a lot to, get a win against them.
Any other questions for the student athletes?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you.
Merry Christmas to you guys.
Questions for Coach?
From what you saw at Ron's level tonight, is that pretty much what I guess maybe you expect or are glad to see out of him in the college?
Yeah, I mean, Ronnie's a better shooter than what he showed tonight, both from the free throw line and from the field. And he's got to continue to work on that, especially as Toby gets healthy and we slide him back more to the small forward. You know, our spacing's critical to what we do offensively. So he has to be a weapon. Obviously, you saw what he could do off the dribble and with his decisions with passes. He gives us another element there that's really positive for our team. So I was just really pleased that with Cole's foul trouble, because I thought Cole got off to a really good start. I liked the way he was playing. He was aggressive and maybe just got a little stuck his chest and hips out a little bit on those 2 fouls, and then got the 2 quick ones again in the second half. So you want guys to be ready, because the reality of it is we haven't had a game really where Taz and James and Z have all shot it poorly, and they did tonight. Yet we still scored 105 points because we had other guys step up.
Matt, given how much emphasis you put on defense during the offseason, I guess at this point, from what you're seeing, are you concerned? Is there a giant red flag there? Or is it just little things that have to be cleaned up?
It's more little things that have to be cleaned up. We get a little small when we go with Wap and Z and James, and that's just a reality. There are some plays where they just rise up over the top of us and shoot it, and they're relatively challenged given our size, and there's really nothing more they can do. It's also a little bit of a challenge on the backboards with that lineup. Having said that, that's our most experienced lineup, and one we can probably count on the most at times in critical times. But the second half of Oklahoma, the first 11 minutes, they scored 15 points. So defensively, we were doing things correctly. We were active. We forced a few turnovers. They weren't getting second opportunities. So it's not like it's never happening. We just have to get it closer and closer to happening all the time. And we need to be a very good offensive team and a good defensive team that's improving as the season goes on. We can't be a very good offensive team and a poor defensive team. It's just not going to work. So there have been moments where I like what I see. There are possessions within games that I like what I see. And now it's just a matter of consistency.
Yes, the reputation of this team is, about the three-point line and, how good you guys are from behind there. But it seems like there's been quite a few games this year where, like Jeff tonight, Ronnie going in there tonight, Zach tonight, where you guys can, where you guys have some punch inside. I guess,
Yeah.
How do you feel about your inside?
We have a fifth-year senior and a junior in there that have played a lot of basketball for us, and I think they can score, and I think they can draw fouls, which, what happened the first half needs to happen more often, where we were really aggressive. We were aggressive off the dribble, we were aggressive in the post, and we were good with getting the ball into the post. I like the fact that we took what the defense gave us tonight. We didn't jack up a bunch of three-point shots. And we got touches to Jeff and Zach and got it to Cole in the middle of that zone, and he made some things happen. So it was a good offensive game, and we scored 105 points in 80 possessions. So it's going to win a lot if you're that efficient.
I guess, you've talked about how players need time to come back from an injury. Is Ronnie about to that point where, okay, this is where he probably starting to?
I think he's starting. I don't think he's there yet, simply because, he missed a period of time where we added a lot of our offense, and he missed a lot of defensive repetition. And now you pile on the fact that he's had to switch a position that he never ever played in practice. We just didn't think with Cole and Toby and Martin that there was ever a need. And now all of a sudden Martin's out for the year, Toby's out, and we have to throw him into that spot. And he's done an admirable job with very few reps of just trying to figure it out. And his teammates are pointing him in the right direction. And, defensively, he's got a little fight to him. And his length makes a difference on some defensive plays and on the backboards. It really helps us. So, this is good for him that in some ways that this has happened, because he's kind of got thrown into the fire, and he's going to have more confidence as he comes back for Big East play.
From what you saw, did he remember most of it?
I have to be careful with, what I throw at him, and that's in fairness to him. He's got to do a little bit better job and be a little bit more accountable on getting in and studying and asking questions and paying closer attention in practice when we're doing it. But if we get Toby back and Cole stays healthy, the reality of it is we'll swing him, more back to that 3.
I guess given last year's result, and I know you guys are coming off of a loss, but you felt good about what some of the things you did at Oklahoma. I guess how concerned were you with tonight's game, where it fell on the schedule?
I'm always concerned about the last game before Christmas, because you just see it happen around the country. It's hard. As much as you try to get them focused, and then the emotion of there was a lot of. Oklahoma was an emotional game for us. We put a lot into that game. So yesterday's practice is really a nothing, quarter court, go through a few things for 45 minutes and get them off their feet, because we had some guys play big minutes, and I think you saw a little of that tonight. Z didn't have the normal pop that he had, but he played 37 minutes and tried to chase Buddy Hield around. So obviously he's not going to quite have the fire that he should have had tonight.
I guess given that you only have one more non-conference game, what do you try to accomplish in that one to get you ready for?
Well, the three practices are really important. That's what I told the guys. Go enjoy the time with your family, but start thinking about how much we need to improve on December 26th, 27th, or 25th, 26th, 27th, leading up to that Coppin State game. And then the 2 practices prior to St. John's. We have to make some really good strides, and any confusion that we have defensively, things that we don't understand, that we haven't made clear enough as a coaching staff, those problems need to be addressed. They need to be fixed. So when you guys are on the floor, you can figure it out on your own. So that'll be a big focus, along with tinkering with the offense and just continue to make it better, because we've talked before. We'd love to be better defensively, but that isn't what we built this team on. We built this team on the ability to score and be skilled, and I think we showed that tonight. But our inconsistencies in defense are the frustration. It's not the same guy every play doing the same thing. It's guys doing it correctly 5 times and then having a breakdown on the 6th, and that's where we have to clean it up. And it's just some of it's just personal pride, being tough enough to know that I'm going to do what I have to do so I don't need help, but I also understand that the help's back there and I trust my help. But I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure I don't need that help, and that's where we have to get. It's we're better one-on-one defensively than we're showing at times. It just takes a lot of concentration, a lot of focus, and a lot of effort to make that happen.
But like you said, you recruit skilled guys. For them to just all of a sudden develop a defensive mantra.
Yeah, but it has to be a team defensive mantra. I have to do my job within our team scheme. We're not pressing 40 feet and or 94 feet and putting them in positions where their shortcomings are plain as day. We're trying to shorten the court and make it easier and make sure there's some help there. And the guy who helps you have to help the helper, and all the way across the floor. So the defense is simple enough that if it's done correctly, we're going to give up some shots. But if we can give up challenge 2-point shots or a hand-in-the-face 3-point shots, and we keep people off the free throw line, our offense will do enough where we'll have a chance to be successful. So we just have to clean that up a little bit, and I think we can.
Maurice Watson seems to kind of get better with each game. What do you like that you see from him, and what can he do to get better?
I think if you look at his turnovers the first 5 games or 6 games of the season compared to the last 5 or 6, Rob would probably have it right there. But, I want to say he was averaging 2.5 or 3 turnovers a game through the first 5 or 6, and now his numbers have been incredible the last 5 or 6. So he's picking his spots, and the fact that he can put pressure on the rim, that in itself is something that everybody has to game plan for. And you have to figure out what are you going to do to stop him in a ball screen and stop him in transition. And he's good enough. You know, he had 7 assists tonight, but most of those 3-point misses, a lot of them were his passes that we didn't knock down. So, I mean, it could have been a night where he had 13 or 14 assists along with 16 points. So we just didn't shoot it very well. So he's doing some good things. He defensively, he's demanding a little bit more of himself. He's not perfect, but he's moving the right direction.
Any other questions, Coach? Did you ever think you'd see a night when you had more dunks or blocks than 3-point shots?
No, I didn't think. I wouldn't have guessed that would happen, but it's happy to get the win and want to wish all of you a Merry Christmas, safe travels if you're traveling somewhere, and look forward to seeing you here in a few days.